Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Crystal Flaffy, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I did want to make a video celebrating the new year and everything and all that, because this year, even though I'm not normally one to celebrate like New Year's or anything like that, just because to me it's just another day or whatever, I did want to do it this time because this year, these last few months, the channel has grown by so much. I started uploading MSL videos back in, I believe, beginning of September or the end of August, like around that time. It was when I uploaded my Miho video. And since then, I've gained over, I think, like 100 subscribers. Yeah, I gained over 100 subscribers, I think, since then. And yeah, just like views in general, everything has gone up by so much. So we have reason to celebrate here, okay? So I'm going to be talking about my top 10 favorite Astromons in the game. I did make a list and it was very difficult because there are so many mons that I really like. Before we get into it though, there are a couple mons that I want to mention, but they didn't even make my top 20. So, but they're close. Just quickly, Gatito, D'Artagnan, I really like both of those, just because they're based on the Three Musketeers. Well, D'Artagnan is based on, like, D'Artagnan, who isn't one of the Three Musketeers. He's like one of their apprentices or something like that. So, but anyway, I thought they were very cool. I like Vampire and Hunter just because they're both cool on their own, but then they're even cooler when you put them together. Crowhook just looks very cool, and I thought it was very, very cool how he's like a pirate captain and he has a hook like Captain Hook, but he's also a crocodile, and Captain Hook lost his hand because a crocodile ate it. So I thought that was cool. And then I like Pinolo because, one, he just looks cool overall. He's like a superhero with his cape and everything, but also because he fucked over so many people who fell for his trick of fusing him for a wood banshee all that time ago, what, like almost 2 years ago, whatever, when he came around the first time. So yeah, those mons I had to say something about, even though they didn't make my top 20, but this is just a top 10 video, which we're going to go right into number 10. I will have honorable mentions. I'll mention the other ones that would have been the 11 through 20, but I won't order them or anything. I'll just mention them. But anyway, number 10 is Banshee. Let me go like this so we can all see. I'm not gonna, like, this isn't me just like showcasing my mons or whatever. I'm just putting it up here because if I have them, I do want to show them while I talk about them. So Banshee looks very cool for one. I really like all of her forms. I really hope she gets a super evolution. That'd be very cool. She's one of my favorites though because, one, I really like the show Teen Wolf, and one of the characters on that show is a Banshee, which Teen Wolf does portray a Banshee a bit differently than they're commonly perceived in myth, but still very cool. And then also because the myths of Banshees are very cool, just like beings that like predict or forewarn of death and stuff. It's very cool. Also, Morrigan is like, also reminds me of like I think it's Morgana or whatever from the King Arthur stories. I think. I don't know. But anyway, just so cool. I really like her. And it helps that some of them, Light specifically, is very good in the game. She has a very good shocker, which is very nice. I would probably say she's the third best double shocker in the game. Just behind, Light Yuki, who would be first, and then Light Garuda, who would be second. Light Garuda with books would be first, though. But because books for Nat 5s are so rare, I'm not going to count that. So yeah, then she'd be next, with Light Snow White being right after her. And I think those are the only double shock mons in the game, if I remember right. But yeah, like, her stats, really good. Her shock, really good. Just overall, a good leader skill mon. Light specifically, it's very good for PvP defense, which is where you'd want to use her. So, yeah, very good there. Wood is good as well. Fully booked. Gets up to 50% SP bar filling thingy, you know. So it's very good there for farming, PvP as well. Well, farming and PvP. And then Dark as well is pretty good. Where is she? There's my Dark. Like her sap is good, 100% 3 types. It'd be nice if it was 2 turns, but books only give damage boosts, so just overall they're good. And Fire is Curse and Fulminating Curse, I think, so that's good as well. She's one of the few mons that have that. Water, well, not that great, still looks cool, so yeah. Then number 9 is, well, right here, I have one. Medusa is my number 9. Just like the myth of Medusa is so cool, because there's so many different ways you can interpret it. The first is that she was just this monster, whatever, but if you go into it more, there's so many different layers to it, you know? So there's the way Medusa became what she is in the myth. Her and Poseidon had sexual intercourse in a temple of Athena, and Athena cursed her to be a monster. There are different interpretations of that, though, and in one interpretation, the thing she did with Poseidon was consensual, but in another, it was not consensual on her part, and Athena still cursed her, even though she didn't consent and whatever, which is a very tragic story. So that whole tragedy of her being the victim and becoming a monster and then being portrayed as the bad guy after she was a victim is such a tragic story and all of that. So just lore-wise, it's very cool. And then it helps that some of the Medusas are good, but then also in this game, the design for her is so good. Like, I love it. She looks very cool. She is more of a Lamia type thing in this game than a Gorgon, however you pronounce it. But either way, still looks very cool. And then they're good, of course. So, Dark and Light specifically, like, Dark is a very good debuffer, specifically for Light Titan. That 80% 3-turn blind with books, very nice, and then 90% 2-turn attack down with books, very good there. And her stats are actually very tanky. I don't have mine at Evo 3 yet, but she'll get there soon. I just need a few more. Mine is built on intuition, but this isn't me suggesting build her on intuition. It's just what I did because I didn't care to build her with resist because the Light Titan's debuffs aren't that threatening. Attack down and blind don't really matter because she's more meant to tank and debuff than she is to do damage. So she didn't really need resist, but I did put that extra crit rate just so that if she does crit, she'll be doing a little bit of damage with her base 100 crit damage. And then Light as well, which is my favorite of the Medusa. Where is she? This is why I hate this view, but I want to show them on as well, so that's why we're using it. She's just so good. With books, she has a 2-turn 100% stun on crit, which sucks because crit resistance is a thing, but when she does crit, it's nice. And then Elemental Edge on crit for a 5-star as well. So just overall, she's a very good attacker for PvP, which I really like. I do use her in a full Light team, usually with Light Fennec, and then maybe Light Jack or Light Yuki, Light Garuda, things like that, or what I use her with. So she's good to just spread CC and do some damage as well. I really like it. I would love it if the other elements were good too. Well, they're not bad. Like, Fire isn't bad as a double petrification mon. So, if Water didn't have Thirst on its 5-star, it'd be better, in my opinion. But, well, I don't really like wood. But overall, I just think it's a very cool mon. But anyway, let's go to the next one. The next one is Thor. Now, Thor was actually the first, well, for those that don't know the history of the game, Thor was the first Rebirth Mon Rebirth Festival Mon the game had. He was the one to introduce the feature into the game, which is, on its own, it's very cool. But then also, like, lore-wise, just like all of Norse mythology, everything, Thor is the most popular character from Norse mythology, and I just like him as well. You know, also the Marvel movies Marvel comics and movies do play a big part in my appreciation for the character. Yeah, just like, it's so cool. There's so many cool myths about Thor, and then the Marvel in general gives so much more stuff to the character that isn't in the myths, but even though their depiction of the character is wildly inaccurate, it's still an interesting take on it. Just to emphasize the inaccuracies, Thor was a redhead. He wasn't blonde. Well, in most depictions, he was a redhead, not a blonde. And he was, yeah. But anyway, let's get back to speaking about him in the game specifically. Thor overall is like very good. When he first came around, back then we didn't really know much about Rebirth Festival, so we didn't know if it was going to be reoccurring. We didn't know if Mons were going to come back or anything like that. So in the first Thor Rebirth, I summoned as much Thors as I could. And I kept them all around. I managed to get fire, water, wood, light, dark, all of them. But I didn't get enough to Evo 3 them all. I Evo 3'd water, I think, at the time. And I think I Evo 3'd wood at the time. And then I did the rest, I think, with gleams. I gleamed so many Thors to get Evo 3s for all 5 elements. And it took me forever, but I did it before he ended up coming back. Which I know a lot of people would think that that was a waste of gleams, but I really liked the Mon, and we didn't know if he was going to come back at the time. But then also, it is a really good Mon, like dark as... I have Thor, yes, I do have Thor. I have 4 Evo 3 light, dark Thors, because they are very good for Titan. And I was working on my light and dark Titan teams when Thor came back the last time, so I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm getting as much dark Thors as I can. I don't know why I clicked that, but yeah, just very good. 100% defense down on crit, Creature Strike on crit, very good for Titan overall. Let's go to the other view just to do this faster. Here's my water. It is one of the first few mons that I put on an SP Siphon set. I know he's not the best water mon for SP Siphon, like he is good for it because he has Morale Boost on 3-star and Predator on 5 stars. That's really good, but it's just that the amounts that each of them do are low. It'd be nice if the Predator was like 50% or 40% even. It'd be nice if the Morale Boost was 30% or damage based. But either way, I just did it because I really like the mon. He is very good for it, but there are better mons out there that can do it, but I just like the mon, so I chose to use him instead. I think he's on triple attack. Yeah, it looks like it. So, yeah. I don't have wood, fire, or light out here. Actually, my light was a variant, and I haven't used my light Thor for like a year. So I just like threw it into this dark one because I needed the variant. If he comes back, I'll get another light Thor. I probably, I don't know. But anyway, here's the other 2 darks that I have, and then the other one is in storage right now because I haven't found a place to fit him on my team. Where is he? There he is. Yeah. But I don't know. I'll take him out eventually and work on him. I threw my wood Thor in storage recently, though, because I just have no use for it anymore. My wood team does well without him. And I think I got a Zubaji, which I think was also in storage. Yeah. Which wood Zubaji is just a better wood Thor, so... But yeah, just overall, it was a very cool mon, so I really liked it. Then fourth, which will be surprising to like some of the my friends in Solaria or whatever who hear me go on about this mon. They'll be surprised that she is so low on the list. But number four is Nessa. Number 7 is Nessa. She's the fourth one we're talking about. Nessa is my 7th favorite mon. I hate putting her so low on the list. So, she is a cool mon. She does get waifu points. So that's part of why she's on the list. But also just because they're all the Nessas are pretty damn good. Dark is a very good dark attacker. I love the HP Siphon skill on 3-star. Just mons with HP Siphon on 3-star overall are just really good in my opinion. I really like Light Succubus, Dark Nessa, Wood Nessa as well, has the same skill. Fire Wildfang, mons like that I just really love. And 2 Nessas have that skill, which is great. And then Water, Fire, both really good debuff, and Light are all really good debuffers. So just in-game wise, they're just very good, and I love the design. Waifu, for sure. Not much else to say about her. I do have another video that I'm going to do that I'll probably talk more about it, so I don't want to spoil that. So I'm just going to move on to the next one. Yeah. Next up, number 6 is Bast, which again would probably be surprising to my fellow Solarians, I guess, or Solarites, whatever you want to call us, because Bast is like one of my most coveted mons, because I only have this single Bast, and I want more. I want water, I want another wood, I want light and dark, which I'm so mad that I got light on my alt. That day was just so heartbreaking. It was a roller coaster of emotions. I want fire too, just because I want all of them. But to speak of the mon, I didn't speak of the lore of Nessa because I don't really know that much of it. I'm not very knowledgeable about, I think Chinese mythology is where she's from, so I don't really have much to speak about that. But anyway, of Bast, I know quite a bit about Egyptian mythology. I do, out of the myths, I prefer Greek the most, but Egyptian is probably my second favorite. And just the way Bast is always... I love cats, okay? Shit, I'm a cat person. And the fact that the Greeks had a goddess of the Egyptians had a goddess of cats is so cool. And there's so much... Also, if you guys haven't read any of the books by Rick Riordan that have to do, or Riordan, however you pronounce it, I don't know, that involve mythology, I recommend his books on Egyptian mythology, the Kane Chronicles, which Bast is a prominent character in that book, which is so cool. I just reread it recently, so yeah. Also, I think it's very cool that in the past, like the reason that the Egyptians like revered cats so much, well, one of the reasons, there was probably more, but it was because cats were kept as pets to keep snakes away. Because like if a cat saw a snake, it would try to kill it. And in Egyptian mythology, the like main enemy is Apophis. Well, one of the names for him is Apophis. I know there's more like a Pep, I think, or something like that. Was always, most commonly depicted as a snake. So they liked cats because they fought. Like, they're symbol of chaos, which is so cool. So cool. And then, of course, the mons in the game are very good as well. I was very happy when this mon was, like, revealed or announced or whatever. I think it was one of the Create an Astromon things, like the art contest things that Bast was from, if I remember right. I'm pretty sure, yeah. But anyway, they're all really good. Water and wood are very good for Titans. Water is the best defense up Titan Mon in the game for the Water Titan. Wood is arguably the best attack up. Well, it is the best attack up wood healer. But it's debatable between this and Wood Hannah, between which is the better wood healer in general. But water is the best water healer in general, overall. Then light and dark and fire, all pretty good for PvP as well, so they're all very good there. But anyway, let's move on to number 5, which is Wildfang. Okay, I really like Wildfang. It's a very cool mon. I'm actually not that huge a fan of its super evolution design, and because of that, it is a bit lower than it would have been. It would probably been 4 if it weren't for the super Evo design being a bit lackluster, in my opinion. I do like the regular Evo 3. Very cool. And I'm actually going to leave my box for a second just to go over here. Sure. This was the one time where I was really tempted to get the chibi lolly form for the Super Evo, just because I kind of like it more than I like the Evo 3 one. I'm not Super Evoing my water one yet. I'm waiting for a festival to come around for that 600 gems I could get. But anyway, just the mon in general is another mon based in mythology, is based in Norse mythology. Like, if you look at the Evo 1 form called Wildfang, you're not really going to think that or realize that. But when you look at the names of the Evo 2 and Evo 3, Fenrir is a deity thing in Norse mythology. It is a child of Loki, and it's depicted as this giant wolf thing that's going to, like, fight Odin or whatever. And, like, they're both going to kill each other, I think, or whatever. So overall, it's very cool. Conceptually, yeah, just it's such a cool mon. And then like all 5 Wildfangs I think are pretty damn good. Fire, of course, has that HP siphon skill that I really love. It's on 5-star, 3-star, and 5-star, and it did semi recently get a buff to its. Well, yeah, it was recently got a buff to its 5-star. So that it doesn't just heal itself, it heals the team, which I'm very happy about because I did really want that for it. It's really good. And Fire Wildfang was the one that really helped with golems for me early on. I was suggested to build a Fire Wildfang to help with GB9, and it really did. Just being able to solo that dungeon pretty much, so it was really good. Water became very, very good when the leader skill changed, and they put a big balance patch. I think it was around the time Super Wildfang was revealed or something, like officially revealed. I know it was leaked long before, where there was they just got really good buffs, you know. And I'm working on skill booking her so that she can actually be at her fullest potential. That 90% 2-turn stun on 3-star is just so good. I do need to work on her gems. Right now she's HP attack defense. I want her HP defense, or HP defense, something like that. But then we have like Wood Wildfang, which can be argued was kind of nerfed in that balance patch. Because now even with books, she only gets 90% for both her skills. But before, she was 100% on crit. So you can argue that it's kind of a nerf because the rates were lowered a little bit. But then it's a buff because you can gem her without crit now, so I don't know. I just thought it was weird. But anyway, overall just so good. And I'm gonna be working on my light one after I finish dark. My dark is only 2.1, I think, or 2.2. Yeah, 2.1. And doesn't have good gems on it yet. I'm working on that crit damage, attack is what I'm going to do for her. And yeah, it's just so good. With books being 60% base crit rate. Just, oh man, just such a good mon. And then of course the lore behind it as well is just really good as well. I know I said as well like twice there or whatever. I don't care, okay? Then, let's move on to number 4. So, Number 4, we have Indra, which I kind of dislike this costume, but I only put it on because it gives a little bit of a stat boost. So, oh wait, I can... Yes, there we go. That's so much better. So much better. So, Indra was one of the first few Nat 5s that I got, and I'm pretty sure that this Fire Indra was my first Evo 3 Nat 5, if I remember right. That was a while ago, so I could be wrong, but I think I'm right. I think I'm right. For those that don't know, Indra is based on a character from, I think it's Hindu mythology, I want to say. Let me just quickly search that up, just so I'm not giving incorrect information. Yeah, he's a deity in Hinduism, and as well as Buddhism, which is like a branch off from Hinduism, so yeah. Yeah, so I was right. I don't know much about Hindu mythology. It's something that I do want to learn about, as well as Chinese mythology. I love mythology, so I want to learn about as much of them as I can. But he's a character from that, which I think is very cool. He's Hindu myth's kind of version of Odin, of Zeus. Like, he's that equivalent of a character in that myth. But then just the Mon in general, like, is what really... He's one of the few Mons where it's the Mon alone that really pushes him up on my list, rather than what the Mon is based on, just because it is so good. And I think he's... Oh no, he's not the only Nat 5. We had Bast, and there's another Nat 5 on the list. Over all all Indras are actually really good in my opinion. I really like them, and I do plan to make a video on them soon, so don't worry, that's coming soon. I do have a couple things ahead of it on my list, but it'll be there eventually. But yeah, I've summoned so many Indra that it is ridiculous how many Evo 3 Indras I have. And I'm so mad because I don't have light or dark. I want dark so bad. I'll be happy if I get light, but dark is the one I want the most. But just to show what I mean about how much Indras I've summoned, there, Variant Indra. That's 1. And then I have 2, 3, 4, 5 more. I have 5 Indras in my storage waiting for light or dark to come around so that I can evolve them. But then not just that. Here's my variant Fire Indra, Evo 3, which all of its gems are 5-star, by the way. But they have such good subs that I haven't got anything that I want to replace them with. I wanted to build him Bruiser build, and I ended up getting him with an extra 55 crit rate on substats alone. It's so good. Look at its stats, and this is 5-star gems. So good. But then I have 2 variant Fire Indras, Water Indras Evo 3. I've pulled 3 variant Indras. And one of these I made variant with a Gleam. But I've pulled 3 variant Indras. Which, just give me light or dark already. But anyway, water is really good for Titans. Just so good. Fire is good for PvP, especially often specifically. I don't have my wood variant, but I have Evo 3 wood right here, which they're just so good. I love them. They're so good. And he looks really cool. But anyway, I'm going to move on, because I'm just gushing over Indra now. Definitely, probably husbando, you know. Next up, though, number 3 is Onmyoji. Now, I've only built water. I do have fire here that I plan to build, and I have wood right here, which I plan to build as well after I finish with fire. But anyway, water is the one that I've built right now, and as with Indra, which I forgot to mention, I've been Fire Indra and Water Onmyoji are like staples on my PvP offense team. I pretty much always use both of them. More so my Onmyoji. I don't think she's ever left. or she almost never leaves my team on offense, even if I'm facing like, because if I'm facing against a team that has a lot of water mons, I'll still put her there just because they don't really threaten her that much, and she could still do decent damage to them. Unless my opponent has like a full wood team, I'm not gonna bring her. I wouldn't bring her to that, but if they don't, I'm bringing her. She might have been. Oh man, I don't remember. She was one of the first few Evo 3 Nat 5s that I got. So just this nostalgia on it is like amazing. And she's a really good mon. And she's cute as hell, man. She's cute as hell. And then of course she is based on, she is an onmyoji, which in English would be like an exorcist or whatever. And I really like the anime Bleach, which is kinda similar. I know the Shinigami are different from onmyoji, but they're similar in ways. So there's that. And then also there's a manga that I'm reading called Sosei no Onmyoji, which is very good. I definitely recommend it. So yeah, just being based on those things or whatever, bring her up. And she's cute, and they're all good. Light Onmyoji is one of my most coveted mons. Dark Indra and Light Onmyoji. Dark Indra and Light Onmyoji are my two most coveted mons in the game. Dark Onmyoji is good too. Has that HP siphon, which I love. So I'd be happy with any Onmyoji. I'm surprised it's taken me this long to start working on fire and wood. Well, I just pulled wood, but I've had fire for a long time, so I'm surprised it's taken me this long to actually build it up. But anyway, let's move on to number 2, because I don't really have much to say about Onmyoji other than I just really like it. But number 2 is Succubus. Here's my Fire Succubus, which is one of my best mons. Well, I was going to say one of my favorite mons, but like this whole video is about my favorite mons. But Succubus is just such a good mon, and it's one of the mons that I can actually build a full wall of Evo 3 of all elements. Well, not even Evo 3, they're all Super Evo'd, with only my Wood Succubus not being a variant. But yeah, lore-wise, Succubi are very interesting creatures, to say the least. Also, there's a show that I really liked called Lost Girl. I don't remember the name of the actress that plays the main character, but the main character is a succubus. It's different than how they're commonly treated in myth on that show. So, like, they're treated as one in the show. They're treated as like a fae creature. It's hard to explain. That show's like pretty complicated, at least in my opinion, in terms of like the creatures on the show. But like, she's just a very cool creature in general. Lilith, for those that don't know, is a character from, I don't want to say mythology because it might offend some people, but biblical stories, I guess, would be a decent way to put it. There are stories of Lilith being the first demon, one of the first demons or whatever, like something like that. But she was also the first wife of Adam before Eve was made, and like she tried to corrupt Adam or whatever. She was bad, and so like she was turned into a demon or something like that. You know, it's a lot of cool shit there that I don't want to speak too much about because people are sensitive about things or whatever. And yeah. So I'm going to move on. Or, actually no, there are still other things that I want to say about the mon in-game. Light Succubus is one of the best mons in the game, in my opinion. She's just so good for PvP. And even though mine was triple triangle, I still managed to get her on some decent, well, build her decently well. Because, you know, triangle gems are hard to come by. Well, good triangle gems. Like her HP and her defense are both really good. Mine is built HP defense, not triple HP. That's why her HP is so low. And then, I already passed water. Damn it. Where is she? There we go. No Wi-Fi. No. I don't know what's going on with my Wi-Fi, so I'm hopping on data, so I'm going to try to speed this up. Here's my water, which water is a very good mon. It sucks. Like, she's a worse water Arthur, just because she's crit required. If she didn't have that crit requirement, I think she would be a better one. Just because her HP is a lot higher and her defense might be higher as well. Or it might be around that. Let me check. Let's check real quick, like. Ugh, God damn it. Gotta scroll all the way up. Well, not all the way. Yeah, his defense is only 200 points higher, whereas HP is like 8k lower. His attack is higher, but not by much as well, you know. His was, what, 27? Hers is 23. It's just 400 points. So yeah, without that crit requirement, I think she'd be better, just because she'd be a bit more survivable with that extra HP. Then Dark is so cool, being a really good double sleep mon, which double sleep isn't something that most people use, but I really saw the potential. Like, she's the mon where I really saw the potential of, like, an offensive sleep mon. So yeah, just so good. And then here is Wood as well, which really needs a buff, man. That shield breaker just really holds her back. I just put these gems on for fun. They're not going to stay on her for long anyway. But she's just a good mon, period. Well, succubus in general, not Wood. Wood is the least desirable of the succubi, but still, a good mon. And now, before we get to the number one, I do have some honorable mentions that I just want to run through real quick. First, Rudolph. I actually do really like the Rudolphs. I haven't really used any of them, but just they're good in general. Their design, super cute. I love that. They are one of those interesting mons where the evolution level affects the 5-star, because Evo 1 and 2 is a single target, and Evo 3 is a AoE. So that's interesting there. Then, another honorable mention, not Succubi, we just talked about that. Artemis, I do really like the myths of Artemis as well. She's one of my favorite characters from Greek mythology. And then the design of the Astromon is just so good. It's beautiful. God damn it. Then I don't have any of them out here, but I do have in my storage, I believe. Or did I get... No, it would be over here. Where are they? Yeah, here we go. Pegasus. Again, another character from mythology. The Pegasus and Bellerophon, or whatever. I don't know how to pronounce that properly. Just very cool, very cool. Then Sphinx is another very cool one that I really like. A character from both Greek and Egyptian mythology, though both depicted as different things. Then Hades as well, which, again, just because mythology, as well as Poseidon, for the same reason. Poseidon a little bit more so than Hades, just because Percy Jackson, you know. Then Loki, because mythology and the design of the Loki in this game is very cool, so I like that. Incubus is another one that I really like. Then Jinn. Oh, I'm not going to scroll up to my Jinn. Oh wait, I had a water one right down here. Yeah. And then the last of my honorable mentions is Mushi, just because Wood Mushi is so cute, and he's so strong. He hits like a truck, but he's so frail. He is the epitome of a glass cannon. But anyway, let's move on to number one. If you know me, I've said it in a previous video, and just if you know me, you probably suspected this, but my number one favorite Astromon is Chloe. So, speak about Chloe real quick. My favorite Astromon in the game, for one, she's super cute. Let's just get that aside. She's super cute. I do really love the variant for dark. It gives me Harley Quinn, Zatanna vibes, like if they were to fuse into one character. So there's that. She was introduced around the time that this Suicide Squad movie with Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn came out. She came out around that time, I believe. So Harley Quinn was a very popular character. And yeah, just I don't need to say much other than Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. Like, I don't need to say much after that. You should know. When she came around the first time, she was introduced in a package. This, sorry, I've been talking for however long this video has been, and my throat is like killing me. She was introduced in a package similar to the one we have right now for Rudolph, except you get one Chloe per package, and then you get like some energy and some gold or something like that for the pluses. I believe it was still 990 gems for that. And then at 3 purchases you would get like a I think it was a high light dark egg, and then at 5 purchases you would get a light or dark Chloe. Because I loved the design of the Mon so much, I did it enough times so that I would have 8 Chloes. Luckily, when I got to the 5th one, I got the one I wanted. I wanted a dark Chloe at the time, and I was lucky enough to get one with a square, so I was very happy. And then I did, one more pull to get the last Chloe I would have needed, because I'd have 5. And then I'd get the Chloe at the dark, which would be my 6th. Oh, no, so I did 2 more to get the... Wait, no, because they also had her in the crystal shop for, I think it was like 300 crystals or whatever to get a variant Fire Chloe. So I got that. And then I did 1 more pull for the last one. And then I gleamed them all so that I could get both of them to Evo 3. And I was very happy I did it because, like, not a lot of people went for her at the time because they were like, oh, that's such a waste of gems. But paused it for a second because the close menu for the package was like right there. My Fire Chloe is infamous among people that have attacked my defense team. More so among people in my clan, among Solaria. But so I typically just hang out in a random channel for the general chat or whatever, so that people don't annoy me, because I get annoyed easily. So I just stay away from those. Also because our peers and the bots got really annoying, and I don't get any of those in my channel, so yeah. But anyway, in the clan chat, it happened a couple times where a clan member would like call me, and they would tell me to go to whatever channel, and then I'd go, and then there'd be somebody like, your Chloe is so annoying, because they would have just like faced my PvP defense team. And I love it. Just the amount of rage she induces in people makes me so happy. So happy. I saw the potential in this Mon because of her 3-star, and I really did my best to build her as best as I could, which isn't completely done. I do want to get her resist up a little bit more. I just need to get it up 6 more points to have it at max. And yeah, well, upgrading the trinkets to 6 stars would help with that. This one's a 6-star. This one's a 6-star. But this one's only a 5-star, so I do need a different one for right here. Yeah, just Fire Chloe in general just was so much fun to build, is so much fun to use because she just trolls everyone. And, like, obviously she doesn't have much of an offensive presence. Like, she's not a threatening Mon, she just sits there. And eventually she'll get to the point where the other Mons on my team will take down a couple of the enemy's attacking team, and then she'll just be out healing the damage they do. One of my clanmates, Benthic Ben, he In his eyes, when he takes out my Chloe, he's won the battle. So he'll just attack my team in a friendly match, kill my Chloe, and then quit. Which triggers me, but is funny. It's definitely funny, so I give it points for that. And then Dark is very good for Titans, just with books that 100% tutor and attack down and Courageous Strike, which we don't have a lot of Courageous Strike Darkmons, so she's really good for that. And I did actually manage to build her pretty well. I'll probably switch this HP gem for an attack gem if I can get one that'll give it the same amount of crit rate, but with how rare they are, I don't know. And then, of course, I do have my light, which I got when Chloe came back the second time as an exotic, and we could get light. And then they introduced wood and water, because originally there was just fire, light, and dark. Came back with water and wood, and then I managed to Evo 3 light, which she is built on Pugilist, even though I don't like Pugilist, but I haven't really used her. I think I'll hold off until I get her fully booked to use her, just because that 30% on a 3-star is too low. Like, it only goes up to 40 with books, but it's a lot better. Like, she's super RNG reliant. So that's why I haven't built her, but still, she's interesting. 40% chance to fill up your SP bar by 100%, and then 70% AoE shock, which is 80% with books. So, yeah, just so cool. And I'm working on wood. I do need her to come back so I can finish getting her to Evo 3. But look, even the Evo 2 is just so adorable, man. And, like, the Evo 1, super cute. But then the Evo 3 is cute in a different way, if you know what I'm saying. Anyway, I'm going to end it off with my fire on the screen. Yeah. So, anyway, I'm going to wrap it up there. I have no clue what I'm doing for the thumbnail for this video. But, I don't know, I'll think of something. But anyway, that has been my top 10 favorite Astromons, as well as some honorable mentions, and some other ones that I thought were cool, but wouldn't even make my top 20. So, yeah. That's going to be it for this. Happy New Year, everyone. Here's looking forward to more growth within the coming year. I do have a lot more videos planned, I have a lot more coming for the Is This Astromon Good series. I think I'm putting up a lat video on the same day that I put this up, so check that out if it's already up. If not, it'll be up soon. But then, of course, I'm going to continue the whole series. I got a lot of videos planned for that. And I'm thinking of other things that I want to do, which I'm going to keep quiet about for now, but you'll see them eventually, they'll be publicized eventually. But anyway, have yourselves all a good day, a good New Year's. I wish you all the best with the new year. Hopefully 2020 brings us all good things. And I'll see you guys all in the next video. Bye-bye.